Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, streaming now only on Netflix.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you.
Ooh.
Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
The Eagles' 53-man roster is set, and breaking news, Jalen Hurts is one of those 53 guys. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stifler, your host. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM live today at 8 o'clock in the morning on the STT Sports Network. I got today's show linked below. Copy and paste it. Subscribe to that YouTube channel as well, guys. The 53-man roster is set for now until Howie changes it 100 times. But one thing is for sure. When Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni talking about how they really view it as a 70-man roster and they love to manipulate the practice squad and that roster, this roster proves just that. But let's go through it really quickly. I'm going to rattle off all 53 names. Then we're going to touch on a couple key things, what it means going forward. But first off, you had the three quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Tanner McKee, Sam Howell. Four running backs / fullbacks with Barkley, Shipley, A.J. Dillon making the roster, Ben Van Sumeren. Only 5 wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Smitty, Dotson, John Mechie, and Darius Cooper. Who had that on their initial predictions? I don't think anybody. Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra, Kylan Granson are your 3 tight ends. They went heavy on the offensive line with 11 guys outside the 5 starters. Fred Johnson, who recently was at it, Matt Pryor, Drew Kendall, Trevor Keegan, Cam Williams, and Brett Toth. 6 interior defensive linemen with Carter Davis Ajomo, obviously rookie Ty Robinson, Gabe Hall, and Byron Young both made the roster. They went with 5 edge rushers, Nolan Smith, Jelix Hunt, Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, and I'm going to have to figure out how to pronounce his name, Ogbo Okoronkwo, I think is how you say it. I don't know. 4 linebackers, no surprise there, Vaughn Campbell, Trott Jr., and Mondin. 6 cornerbacks made the team. The only one really getting cut was Eli Ricks. So Quinion Mitchell, Coop, Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, Mac McWilliams, Jacorian Bennett, the 4 safeties, Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown, Drew McCuba, and Tristan McComb. No surprises there. And only 2 special teamers in Jake Elliott and Braden Mann. And that's the first spot where we look at how they manipulate it. Charlie Hewlett, the long snapper, has been cut. So we're not going to waste a roster spot on a long snapper. He'll probably be added to the practice squad, be elevated the first 2 weeks. Then in week 3, he'll get added to the roster and someone else will drop off. That is just a Howie Roseman specialty right there, manipulating the roster. You got to go heavy on the offensive line with 11 guys. Landon Dickerson, will he play week 1 or not? You don't want to put him on IR and lose him for 4 weeks, so it's a short-term injury, so this is how they do it. They also released Anais Smith, rookie from last year, had ups and downs, had a bad start to camp, came on strong late, cut. Will he get put on the practice squad? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he'll see this as an opportunity to go elsewhere and have a better opportunity to play. But with Anais Smith being cut, along with Avery Williams, who is the punt returner on this team? Who's the kick returner? Who's your return specialist on this team? We hope to goodness gracious it's not Cooper DeJean. While he's probably the best punt returner on the team, you don't want your stud defensive back there returning punts regularly. So no Anais Smith. If not, cut from the Los Angeles Rams, former Eagle Britton Covey. Do they bring him back on the practice squad at first and elevate him as your punt returner for the first 2 weeks? Something to keep an eye on. Maybe Jahan Dotson can return punts. I've talked about, Sidney Brown and Will Shipley as kick returners, maybe. I think they even used A.J. Dillon in that role in preseason games a few times. So that's something to think about. That's something to monitor there. All but 2 rookies either made the team or went on the injury list. Hinton went on the IR list there. Kyle McCord and APR, Antoine Powell-Ryland, were the only 2 rookies to get cut. McCord hopefully will go to the practice squad, and hopefully APR gets the practice squad as well. Cam Williams getting one of those last roster spots to protect him. Kind of curious on the reasoning there or what happens there, but that's that. Safety, not much, surprising there with Blankenship, Brown, Makuba, and Tristan McCullum. Hopefully Drew Makuba's healthy enough to dress week 1, because you wouldn't want only 3 safeties, but by only keeping 3 safeties and not putting Makuba on IR, they cut Andre Sam, they cut, Lewis Sign and a bunch of the other guys, leads me to believe that Drew Makuba will be ready either by week 1 or very early in the season. Another opportunity for them to call someone up from the practice squad week 1 if Drew cannot go. They did not release Keely Ringo or Adoree Jackson. Both are making the initial roster here, but there are some safeties and defensive backs have been cut, leaning towards that safety room a little bit more. 2 former Eagles were cut today or on Tuesday, and I'm actually kind of intrigued maybe with one of them, maybe both of them, if the Eagles get them on the practice squad or need some roster depth there, and that's Marcus Epps, who played for the Eagles in the 2022 Super Bowl, and former Green Goblin himself, Jalen Mills, was also released. I'm kind of curious about it. I know it's been a minute since Epps has been here. It might have been 2 minutes since he was actually good, but I wouldn't be opposed to a Marcus Epps coming in here as an extra safety. Maybe Tristan McCullum gets cut. I don't know. Maybe you go back down to 10 offensive linemen at some point. Something that I'm interested in right there. Nakobe Dean was put on the PUP list as expected, missing the first 4 weeks, linebacker. But he did release a statement or a tweet or an Instagram post or a social media post, whatever you want to call it, saying, see you guys in 5 weeks. So he expects to be activated in 5 weeks. I find it hard to believe that he'll be ready by week 5 against the Broncos to play, but we will see and how that even plays out, honestly. There's a lot of interesting candidates for the Eagles to bring back, to the practice squad that were cut. Cornerback Brandon Johnson, offensive tackle Holland Pierce, defensive tackle Jacob Sykes, all the running backs. There's a lot of interesting things, but I want to bring this back full circle back to the first, one of the first names I mentioned making the roster, Darius Cooper. No one at him. And we love the Paul Turner syndrome here in Philadelphia, where we fall in love with these undrafted free agents in training camp, and then we never hear from them in the NFL again. The fact that Darius Cooper was able to beat out Terrence Marshall, beat out Elijah Cooks, guys with NFL experience, beat out their own draft pick from last year, Anais Smith, to grab that last roster spot. I wonder how it would have looked if Johnny Wilson didn't go on IR. He would have been one of the guys. They would have probably manipulated something else somewhere else. Who knows? But Darius Cooper making this roster is such a great success story, even if it's just for a short period of time. I love to see it, and it's great to see that Darius Cooper made this roster. So I don't think anybody had that on their pre-training camp predictions. But anyway, guys, the roster's set for now. I'm sure tomorrow when we do this, we'll know practice squad players. and I'm sure they wave and cut somebody else by tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, go Birds. Tune in to Trending in the AM. Link down below, guys. Bubbles up.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtuo Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your Virtuo Pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
New season, new chaos in college football.
Let's go! Big stage, big opportunity.
This Labor Day weekend, the wildness lives on ABC, ESPN, and the all-new ESPN app.
What a way to start!
Featuring top 10 teams like Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU, and Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina.
It's so special when these teams collide.
Don't miss a lineup filled with electric matchups.
Welcome back to college football.
Kickoff week presented by Modelo. Labor Day weekend on ESPN and ABC. Also available to stream on the all-new ESPN app.
Introducing the perfect companion to your morning listening routine. AG1's clinically backed formula is now flavor-packed with 3 new delicious flavors: tropical, berry, and citrus. Start the day on a high note with probiotics that taste like the tropics. Mix it up with micronutrients that taste like berry or citrus. And take it all the way back with the classic, AG1 Original, with notes of pineapple and vanilla. Do your health a flavor, or 4, with AG1 Next Gen, the daily health drink. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.